Hello, everybody. I'm back up in here. What's happening? Hey, me, what's up?
It's been a pretty hectic couple of months for you, right? A lot going on. What's life been like for you with the crazy 279, and then you got to reschedule fights and all that? What's it been like for you?
Man, it feels great. It feels good to be back. You know, I had these injuries for a little while, and I'm back doing what I do, the way I do it.
You had an infection? Is that what happened?
Oh, yeah. About a couple weeks ago, I had a staph infection in my elbow. I had like a little cut on my elbow from the last fight. I jumped right back into camp and facing Neil Magny, I jumped back on the wrestling mats and got a little infection on my elbow. Cleared up a couple of days, but we had to push the fight. Well, I had to they had to take me off the card, and good thing Magny was down to fight, push it back a couple of weeks.
Was there any thought of pushing back further, or was it a couple of weeks? I mean, did everything clear up enough time? Has it impacted your preparation?
Not really. It kind of gave me like a little break, actually, because I was like just jumped right back into camp, and I was in the process of moving like back to California, and that happened, and I want to go see the people that I needed to see to decide whether or not I'd be able to fight, and they were like, nah, man, this looked pretty bad. It was like actually really bad. I never had an infection like that or anything like that. So, I asked, I was like, man, see if he'll like, he's down to fight in a couple of weeks. I'm down to clear up. And everybody's like, I don't know, man, these antibiotics are going to mess you up. And, I kept grinding. I started running a lot, tried to stay away from anybody and just worked on my cardio because I had a feeling. I was like, man, all right, this fight didn't happen. I just gotta stay ready and just be on call for whenever they need me.
Yeah. Was there any talk of taking time off at all anyway after that? I mean, you were trying to fight again like a month later after your last fight.
Yeah. I really want to fight Kevin Holland. That's what I was looking forward. I'm looking forward to fighting him sometime in the future. I'm down to fight him next. Winner of him versus Wonderboy or whatever. We could do it. He just got to. I'm waiting for him. But on top of that, like I'm just gonna stay training and it's go time for me. I'm in my prime and I keep taking short notice fights, and I want to be known in the UFC as that guy, and they could rely on me to be ready.
Nice. I guess you wanted to keep the Neil Magny fight together. You were hoping he would wait. I mean, was this opponent like you really wanted?
It's another fight. It's a top guy. It's right in the ranks where I'm at, and it's a good matchup. I feel like taking out a guy like Neil Magny will definitely put me in a really, really good spot as far as fighting, the next tier of opponents and possibly main events.
Nice. What do you think in preparing for him, like as an opponent? You say he's good. He's not like one of the scariest guys in the division, right? But I mean, he'll grind you, and he's a true veteran.
He's a well-rounded fighter. He's a true vet. He's got the most wins in the division. He got all the experience. He's not really a finisher, and he's known to like grind out, have grueling fights, and he pushes the pace. And in preparation for him, I just worked pretty much what I've been working on my whole career. With me being a striker, a really good striker, and that's takedown defense and working off the cage and getting off the cage, and as well as my cardio. My cardio is great, and I feel ready. I feel great.
Nice. Last thing for me, I mean, you win here, top 10 matchup next, or I mean, is Kevin Holland got to be the fight, or what's the play?
It doesn't matter, man. Like if he just so happens to be a guy, or they're like, hey, you want to fight this guy in fucking 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Yeah, I'll be like, all right, cool. But if they offer me someone else, like anybody else, I'm gonna say yes, whether it's ranked or not. I mean, I'm here to fight.
Daniel, as that whole situation was playing out with Kevin Holland and Hamzat and everything, was it just very frustrating that you saw that fight sort of getting away from you? Because I know you wanted to fight Kevin, and eventually you ended up sort of losing out.
I was a little disappointed in Kevin at the time. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Like, I'm the guy. I'm the fucking person you got to be worried about right now. Like, why are you trying to fight this dude? And, causing a big old scene, and it left me for a little while like, man, am I even going to fight? Because he had messaged me that morning, like, hey, man, they want me to fight fucking comms out, this and that. I'm like, all right, so, like, what about me, And then Tony ended up getting matched up with, so the real thing was left on my part was like, damn, am I even gonna fight? Like, cause it was up to Lee to accept the fight, cause I was, 9 pounds heavier, 8 pounds heavier, whatever. And yeah, he accepted it, so that was cool. It worked out.
Yeah. But for a second there, it was like, God damn it.
Yeah. And even at the hotel, we get back to the hotel, and they're fighting in the restaurant. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck, bro? Like, go upstairs. Yeah.
So is that part of the reason why you won that fight? Not necessarily like so badly, but it's like, hey, we had that scheduled. I had you the day before, and then you kind of threw it away. So we want to get that done.
Yeah, this is my second time being matched up with him, and some bullshit happens. You know, on top of that, it's a great matchup. It's my kind of fight. I know he wants to fight me because, you know, I'm a stand-up fighter. He's a stand-up fighter. The fans want to see it. That's one of the main reasons I feel like, you know, I'm still getting asked, like, yo, are you ever going to fight Holland? Like, I feel like he's a dude that I have to fight, and he's like a chapter in my career that I just have to know what the fuck is going to happen or what would have happened. You know, and we're fighters. I'm going to fight all these dudes, you know, so if at some point, you know, I'd like to fight him, yeah.
When you saw his fight with Hamzat, were you kind of like, see, you should have fought me?
Hey, man, that's why after I was like, man, I don't even know if it's my interest to fight this guy after that, you know, but styles make fights, and you know, I want to make money, so.
Last one for me. How do you see his fight with Wonderboy going?
That's an interesting matchup, man. They're both, you know, one's a kung fu guy, the other guy's a karate guy. We'll see. Definitely want to see what'll happen there, you know.
Hey, Daniel. Did you see that you were one of the reasons why Kevin Holland retired for a little bit?
I did see that he retired, and I was like, oh, man. And I didn't know it was because of me, though.
Yeah, so supposedly he wanted the Neil Magny fight, and when you got matched up with him, he got kind of angry, and that's one of the reasons why he retired.
He started crying. He was like, oh, man, I'm fucking going to retire. Don't worry. You'll get your chance.
Also, did you see all of the sadness of Li Jingliang? Like, he got this suit, but he didn't get to wear it, and then like a few weeks later, he wore the suit again and didn't get to wear it. Like,
man, she's having bad luck, I guess, man. It's like he ain't getting no love these days. So yeah, I got a little bit of love for you, Jing. If you want that rematch, I got you, dog. Stop crying.
And finally, for me, with the UFC getting back on the road, would you rather fight in Los Angeles or would you like to fight in Mexico?
I've always said this. My dream venue to fight at would be Staples Center, bro. I've already fought at the Forum, but it's always going to be Staples Center to me. I've been to boxing fights, basketball shows, and for me, that'd be like the ultimate for me, you know, to fight in my hometown.
Thank you.
Nice. All right, y'all. Thank you.